Week 1 of the NFL season's in the books. Week 2 begins tonight. What did we learn, though, from the first weekend of the NFL season? We'll discuss that and much more right now on Offside Sports. You gotta get some new probably. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Offside Sports. We're live from the Loft 100 studios in Southern California, presented by Turtlebox Audio, waterproof and insanely loud. Be unafraid of what others think. Check out their incredible lineup of portable speakers at turtleboxaudio.com. And a special thank you to Turf & Sons for the turf we sit upon on our stage. Turf & Sons, San Diego's #1 choice for turf insulation. Find them at turfandsons.com. Costa and Dave Pele with you. Dave, the NFL season is here.
Yes.
Allison Ratzlaff and CJ Stubbs are not.
Well, CJ's playing catcher for the Nationals. What team did Allison sign with?
Okay, you caught me off guard with that one. We will find out, but Allison will be back in her chair next week. But for all of us last weekend, actually, a week ago Thursday or whatever, we always call it Christmas in September. The NFL season is here. There's no better time, and everybody is locked in. Everybody is ramped up, and we had some incredible games.
Yes.
And we'll talk about what we think some of the biggest takeaways were from week 1, and we will get into our NFL power rankings and what the schedule looks like for week 2 coming up in the next segment. And already some pivotal games coming up in week number 2. And there's that, it got late fast.
Yeah.
There are some football teams that, man, they need to win coming up in week 2. But let's think about week number 1. What were some of the positives you pulled away from the football you saw?
First of all, the NFL is designed not to have repeat champions, right? By strength of schedule,
Sure.
by the draft, by every team is meant to basically go 500, right?
Yep.
Either 8-9 or 9-8. And a lot of franchises can't figure it out. Ask any Browns fan. We'll say, we've never figured it out. The Lions, for the most part, even when they're talented, seem to have a hard time getting over the hump.
Yeah.
But there are teams like the Chiefs, obviously, on a run. The Patriots went on a run. A lot of talk, Bills and Ravens. Those are two of the top teams to watch. That game did not disappoint. I mean, it was crazy to watch. You saw Bills fans leaving the stadium. Derrick Henry, who never fumbles.
Yeah.
The Bills end up winning this game.
Is that how it ended up? Because I turned it off.
Oh, my gosh.
I will be 1,000.
Oh, my
complete
gosh.
transparency. We were over to a friend's house.
Yeah.
We always get together on Sunday nights for the big game. And I was like, whew, this one's in the books.
Yeah.
And I'm out of here. And I was like, what?
Yes.
Because I kept on seeing Sean McDermott's post game in the locker room. I go, why in the hell is he rewarding them and asking them about never quitting? You guys lost. And then I find out Josh Allen pulls the rabbit out of the hat.
Yeah, it was so great. It didn't disappoint. Look, the NFL is such a fine oiled machine. It gets better every year. Like, just when you think you can't make it better, then they found a way to get rid of the chain gang, get rid of that waste of time this year. It's like, it makes it great. I mean, it started off, let's be honest, the Thursday night game that started everything between the Eagles and the Cowboys, when Carter spits on Dak Prescott, and he's out of the game. Their best defensive player is not going to play the whole game.
Gone.
And you're going, oh my gosh, how did this just change things? If Dallas even had a chance.
Yeah.
It was drama all the way through. I was one of those guys complaining about Brazil hosting the Chiefs and Chargers. That was a great game. I think a lot of people are tired of the Chiefs and are rooting against the Chiefs.
Right.
But nothing disappointed all the way through the entire weekend. So my takeaways were, first of all, the best game had to be Buffalo and Baltimore.
And I agree with you there because there were a lot of good contests, but because those are two teams that have been talked about routinely here in the offseason about having everything they need to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ravens going back to win what would be their third. Bills hopefully getting there first after 4 attempts. But I'm with you.
Exactly.
That was the game of the week.
And then there's so many other storylines, whether it was Aaron Rodgers' first game as a Steeler going back to New York. I mean, it was crazy how that schedule worked out, right?
Is he insufferable? I mean, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback, a first ballot, but he is just So, well, they didn't want me here. So yeah, I was playing everybody in the Jets.
They don't want you at the family dinner table. Dude, nobody likes you. Dude, nobody does. His ex-girlfriends have horrible things to say. His siblings won't talk to him. His parents won't talk to him. He has a lot of issues.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, it's funny how far he has followed Brett Favre's career, right? I mean, he waited to be Brett Favre in Green Bay, and then he leaves Green Bay and he goes to the Jets, just the way Favre did it. But he's been a punk all the way through, and he's just not a likable guy. And if you look at the top 5 most hated athletes, he's number 1 all the time now, and he's earned this.
You're in the catbird seat. You don't have to work a second after you retire. I don't know if networks are going to want to bring him in as a color analyst or a studio guy because, again, he is universally disliked.
Yes.
And that's Packers fans, that's Jets fans, and of course now that is. It might be
Danica Patrick fans? Yeah, a lot of them.
It might be Pittsburgh Steelers fans, but yeah. But I tell you what, he looked good. Steelers looked good. And I got to tell you, too, Justin Fields and the Jets look good. They look serviceable, and they look like a team that might be able to make some noise this year in the NFL.
All right, so Justin Fields played well, right? He's now with his 3rd team. Disappointment with the Bears, the Steelers. He was doing fine, but for some reason Mike Tomlin said, Russell Wilson, you're our guy. Justin Fields goes to the bench. Now he's on the Jets. And I hate to give any compliments to the Jets because in my lifetime, Mike, the Jets have never done anything. I mean, seriously. Joe Namath won a Super Bowl. I wasn't born. And you're sitting there going, I've watched a lot of NFL, and the Jets are always that team that falls short. And I know they have a tremendous fan base. It's been extremely disappointing to be a Jets fan where I'm just like, I'm not Charlie Brown kicking the football with the Jets. I'm not going to keep doing this every single year with the Jets. I don't want to give them a lot of credit on that.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin always has teams that compete. For me, by far, the most disappointing team by far is the Miami Dolphins. Like, I was shocked they didn't fire their coach on Monday. To go to Indianapolis, going against Daniel Jones, the Colts owner just passed away. You're going, there's no way the Dolphins don't just sit there and destroy the Colts, and it was just the opposite.
They made Daniel Jones look like Johnny Unitas and Peyton Manning.
Yes.
And I didn't think that was going to be possible. And I'll tell you what, I'm happy for Daniel Jones, a guy who obviously Daboll and the Giants was not a fit for him.
Yep.
What he is doing in Indianapolis, great for him because you don't want to see wasted talent, and he is a talented quarterback. I don't know if Tua Tagovailoa is going to make it through the season and still know what his name is at the end of the season. He's already getting hit. The offensive line is woeful. And I think you and I both agree the phone's going to ring on the sidelines. He's going to answer the iron.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
seriously, because his brain is on the verge of getting scrambled. And that team, what do you say about Mike McDaniel?
Mike McDaniel.
McDaniel, sorry, is their head coach.
Yeah.
Is he a fraud?
I think he's a fraud. I think everyone wanted to root for him. There's a great story about him being a ball boy, about the whole deal, how he got into football from his stepdad, who was a coach with the Broncos. Everything that went into it, that here's a guy that's a great story. He's lost control of the locker room. It's a complete mess. It's also hard when Tyreek Hill, who was a captain for years, quit on the team a year ago and then makes a comment, I'm not a team captain this year? No, you aren't. You're the guy that quit last year.
Well, now he's got there's a new, potentially another domestic violence incident with Tyreek's name attached to it.
And Tyreek makes a ton of money, so he's hard to move.
Yeah.
It's over $30 million he makes. Tyreek has a crazy life off the field, which I still don't understand how he worked this one out where he got, had 6 babies last year. And here's the deal. He's married. Like, how do you show up to family functions going, well, I have 6 kids and none of them with your daughter?
Even Antonio Cromartie is like, dude, calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down a little bit, huh?
It's a little out of control. I mean, good guy. I mean, what's going on? Is this house just filled with Gatorade and he's walking around like Winnie the Pooh with just a shirt on? What's happening over there? Let's calm down. Let's focus on some football because you got to put your name up and put numbers up with the Dolphins. And right now, it's not a good fit for Miami. They have such a disaster. They should look at trading guys away, whether it's Bradley Chubb or Jalen Waddle, anybody.
Yeah. And their defense is absolutely woeful. Quickly, the Bengals are another team that is supposed to make something, make a serious charge this year. And they did win their game against the Browns, but they looked woeful doing it.
Yep.
And Joe Burrow is another guy who, that offense, he got cranked a couple times in the game against Cleveland, and he's another one you have to think in terms of, is he going to make it through the season completely healthy?
He is, man. Talent-wise, he's as good as anybody in this league, but Can he stay healthy? The Bengals always get off to slow starts. I don't understand how that can be over and over again when you have a coach that went to a Super Bowl and you have a quarterback that's a franchise guy, you have the best wide receivers. How does this happen to the Bengals every single year? You have to be a little bit frustrated. Joe Burrow's an interesting guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's talented as can be, but he walks into every stadium looking like he walked off the set of Zoolander. I mean, he wears the craziest clothes going, and you want to root for this kid. But yet the Bengals are a frustrating team to say I'm all in on.
Yeah, and the Brown family doesn't do the best job of cultivating talent and keeping them. All right, there were some incredible games week 1. Who impressed us enough to make it into our top 5 power rankings? We'll tell you as Offside Sports rolls on right after this.